Alright guys, I want to tell you how I went Unbreakable with Kirishima at Sealed event just yesterday. Oh, silly funny camera. Kirishima 3. He is enhanced. If your Fury or Punch attack is partially blocked, your rival loses 2 health. Response: after you completely block an attack, it deals no damage. That's your throw hate. And response: once per turn, destroy 1 foundation. After attack is completely blocked, your rival destroys 1 foundation. So I'll show you what I had in my deck and then what kind of worked really well. So in the seal format, you just have 6 boosters. You got to make do with what you got. This was probably the most useless card, Bubble Restraint, because I ended up fighting a lot of Kirishimas, and since he has the anti-throw, it doesn't work very well, but I still ran this. When I wasn't fighting Kirishima, this was really good. I got to sneak it through every time, and then their blocks got harder for the rest of the turn, which is what the response is. It was a 6 check, wasn't my favorite. I have 3 5 check attacks, and then the rest of 4s. Because I am a 7-hander, and I wanted to keep hitting, keep sneaking in. So I had Red Counter, which is a Kirishima attack. Has Fury and Punch, so I can use his Enhance. If this attack is not completely blocked, it does not clear from the card pool. And remove after your rival plays an attack, its damage cannot be modified. So I didn't get to use this to get momentum. I used this either in the middle or at the end to try have a counter for their attack on the next turn. 5 high for 5. If they partial block, they still take 2 is pretty good, and they end up taking 5 anyway with the 3 and the 5. So decent little attack there. A Vital Impact, which is also a Fury Punch. Lose 2 health, gain 3 health. This is your first attack, plus 2 speed. So I would usually start with this if I had it in my hand. It's a 6 low for 5 at that point. Kind of uses up a lot of their resources. It is a common, so you most likely are going to get this. It's really good in Kirishima. I highly recommend having it. You're not going to get to play the second enhance very easily, but it is a good 5. And my last 5 I had was Fat Grapple. This is also another throw. I went for a lot of throws. I'm a 7-hander, so I'm going to be able to build out a lot of foundations. So getting the +1 damage, max of 7. I actually got +7 pretty consistently with this card. I would also use Bubble Girl's throw to kind of cancel Kirishima's once per turn, and then I'd throw out Fat Grapple. By then I would have committed 2 or 3, but it's still +5 damage throw, so it's pretty good. Next up, let's see. I had a Centicoil, so all of the rest are 4 check attacks. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 checks, 4 difficulties. I didn't play anyone that was problematic as far as card pool removal. In the off chance, though, I had this card so that people couldn't remove stuff from the card pool. There we go. I also did not use the discard 1 momentum, and I'll show you why later. I had a card that was basically what I used all my momentum for. I had Lock, Knockdown. This is a really good, basically 5 diff if you equate for the enhance, commit 1, get +1 damage, +1 stun. So stun 2 and a 3 high 4 is pretty good. I had cards that had speed pump to kind of push a lot of my attacks through, and I'll show you what those are here in a little bit too. I had only 1 breaker card, Claw Stopper. It is Breaker 1 Punch, so it can also use Kirishima's if it's partially blocked. If you can get more than 1 of this uncommon, I highly recommend running it. If you have at least 1 momentum, you get to draw a card. So I was using this turn 2 after poking a little bit or getting one of my throws off, and just keep wailing on them. My strategy against other Kirishimas was basically to outbuild them and then keep destroying. Build like 5, 6 your first turn, and then keep them down to limited resources while yours are high. Next up, I have Bad Guy Roundup. This is also a Fury. This is a Fat Gun one. It's a 3 low for 4 with Powerful 2. This is one of my momentum dumps. There wasn't too many options. I had X and Powerful 2, and then a Foundation that I really liked using. But after you play this, they discard a momentum, very useful, and enhance if you have more ready foundations than your rival draw a card. Again, just getting more and more out of building and debuilding your opponent. I had 2 Flurry of Punches. This is also a common. It is a punch. It has X2 for mid 4. If I have 10 or less health, this gets +2 damage. Since you're at 20 health, that can happen pretty quick. And enhance your next attack. It gets +2 difficulty, +3 speed, and +3 damage. I only got to pop that off once. I've tried about 4 times, and it was a trap because I would check a 3 the next time. And so I was playing an attack on a 5, 6, 7, like on an 8, and check a 3, and I didn't want to commit out to play the next one. So the good thing is it has X. It gets the +2 damage if you're at 10 or less health. It is a punch, so if they partially block, they take the 2. So it's worth having. Just be mindful that the +2 difficulty is actually really hard on Kirishima. I had Rewind Smash, which is an uncommon Deku punch. Fury Punch. If this attack is blocked, add the top card of your deck to the, or top card of your discard pile to your hand. Really useful if you just checked an attack. You get another one basically. I didn't get to use the if you have discarded a card. I didn't have the foundations that allowed me to discard cards, but still a Fury, still a punch. So you're getting the 2 if they partial. You're forcing blocks all the time, and you've got a lot of 4 difficulty attacks, so you can keep trucking them out for not too much resources. Plummeting Punch, another Fury Punch, Deku. Flip 1 Foundation, this tech is +2 speed and change it to low. 5 low for 4. I got to use the Deadlock Enhance on this once, which actually won me the game. You lose 1 health, flip 1 rival foundation, commit 1 rival foundation, destroy 1 rival foundation. You basically hurt 3 of their things, 3 different things too. Very, very strong Deadlock. There's quite a bit of Deadlock in this. Only one of my people that I faced actually went to Deadlock, so I got to use that, and it won me the game. And lastly, Hardened Fist, the Kirishima card itself. It just goes well with his destruction. You get to build after you destroy and destroy theirs. Very good just synergy, since you got Fury on Deku stuff, you got Fury on Kirishima stuff, you got Fury on Fat Guy stuff. So worked pretty good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, 10, 11, 12, 13 altogether. Okay, 13 attacks. I'll cover the non-attack stuff now, non-foundations too. So Bright Future, which was the promo that came in there, it was okay. I got to draw an extra defense card here and there, but mainly I was using this for the 2 mid block, holding it in my hand as well as 3 buddy blocks. Oh man, my camera. Sir Night Eye, Nuji, and Rikia. So 3 buddy blocks, and there are also 6 checks, just to kind of push through a little harder over and over. Let's start with some 2s. I did have... Well, actually, let's start with a 4. I had no time to waste. I got this out a couple of times. It was useful, but not as useful as I had hoped it would be. Commit when rival foundation or asset. destroy this tech, it's -3 speed, playable while committed. So I'd commit them, and then I would use it on defense to lower their speed. But most people weren't using a lot of speed pump, so I didn't get to use the second one quite as much as I'd like. But the real winner of this entire deck, and if you get it, Unbreakable. This is a rare, but this basically, in all my Kirishima mirrors that I had, this saved me because I had a momentum. I would just discard one momentum and I didn't have to destroy. So I destroy one, they destroy two, basically, is what I did the whole time. I was debuilding them to oblivion and then being able to keep sneaking in attacks and killing them. But the commit, destroy one foundation, if you block this attack, it's considered completely blocked, is also really useful because that's how you're going to proc your other thing. You can partial block and still get it completely blocked, so that Kirishima can't bleed you as well. Very useful. I had a lot of Kirishima mirrors, which is fine. It's fine. My 2 speed pumps. First, I had food, which if your rival has no cards in their card pool, +1 speed. +1 speed goes a long way for no commit cost or anything. Food is a very good uncommon. So I highly recommend running that in pretty much any deck, any of the sealed decks. And then I also had adaptable, which is also a 2-check. Commit, your attack is +1 speed for each of your momentum, maximum of 3. I didn't get to use the deadlock enhance on it, but you know, a little bit extra bleed on there also. If I wasn't getting much momentum at all, I would just use this as my destroy card as well, if it was on my stage. I had Sloshed, which the art is so good on this card. Like, this is just a uncommon, but it looks so good. Your next check this turn gets +X. X equals your rival's momentum. I didn't let my rival get a lot of momentum, so I didn't get as much use out of this, but when they did, I got to pump through just a little harder. And I didn't play anyone that got the recheck, but very useful. Useful card. It has a decent block mod on it, so I ran it. Looking for a challenge. This was my stun hate kind of that I had in there. Also, if I was getting pretty tough to block things and I had attacks in my hand, I would commit flip, give my check +2. So a good defensive tool. I had Surge. So I did not get to use the ranged attack part of this, but enhanced flip your charge or ranged attack gets X2. In the off chance I needed X, I did have a charge in here. What was it? Oh, I already had X on Flurry of Punches. On the off chance they had some sort of cancel or something, I could give it to it again. So I could X2. If it fails or something happens, I could give it again and then do it again. But if you're able to pull some other charge and range, this might be something to look out for. There's not too much momentum dump in the sealed event, so look for cards that do it. Plus a +1 block, mid block is pretty useful. Very, very good card. And lastly, learning to harden. I only pulled 1, but this is a must in Kirishima deck. It's got a 2 mid. You commit on offense or defense. You destroy on offense or defense and get the draw. It's a very, very strong card in him. Highly recommend that. I have some more 2s here. Ryuku's Agency Train, or Trainees. Commit after your attack is blocked, build the next foundation you play. Basically, I would commit this after they block. I've destroyed something. I build down a new resource ready and just keep wailing on them. The deadlock responses are very useful if they go to deadlock, obviously. Since you just are gonna make them commit out so you can sneak the attacks in. decent low block. There wasn't too many people hitting low. The big one was mainly Deku's one that switches to low. Flipping a foundation for +2 speed and switching to low is huge. Levitate. Yes, I should have played her. I was tempted to play her. After you block with foundation, draw a card and discard a card. I did that a couple of times. It was very useful just to keep drawing, keep my hand fresh. I did not use the enhance because I kept my momentum mainly for Unbreakable or X, just to squeeze things through. 4 damage goes a long way in sealed. The toughest matchup, definitely Deku, since he's gonna have powerful out there a lot. But you're not gonna get hit by too many like heavy attacks. Detailing the plan. This was an extra throw defense in the off chance that they're running multiple throws. You use the one on your face, but you can also respond to block with this, and the throw deals no damage. That's the whole reason I ran it. Nothing else. I can't use well, I have Night Eye if I was going to swap him out, but Night Eye was my runner-up. I wanted to play Kirishima pretty bad. Resign. Basically, you block with this, and then the next attack you remove it. Or, if by some odd chance you can get this to your card pool on your turn, then you can remove it, give your attack +3 damage. It was just another 2 check. I had a lot of 1s and 0s. I wanted a couple more mids because most of the ones I had were low blocks. So I wanted a few more mids in it. It was a 2 check. It was good on defense. That's about it. Alright, now the other really big speed pump that I had is I got 2 practical studies. If you can get more than 2, run this card on anyone. If your rival has not lost health this turn, this attack gets +1 speed. This is huge. I was getting +2 and food +3 speed until they blocked. So my first attack would always have +3 speed. And if they blocked it, they were committing a lot of resources for it, and then my next attack had +3 speed. This is probably the go-to 1 diff card, I would say, in sealed right now. Use this a lot. The Deadlock Enhance is also really useful. I just never got to use it. I used Energy Suction. Better in I had 2 of those. In the high health characters, obviously, but you just play it on a 1, and then play your attacks, and every time your attack hits, you gain health. And it does not count towards progressive difficulty to play attacks. So, very useful. It's a 1. It's got a good low block. Didn't come in clutch for me, but I built it a lot, and then I destroyed it a lot. Self-doubt. After your attack deals no damage, your next check is +1. Very useful, since you're trying to squeeze damage through, and you can just keep going, or push your luck a little harder, since you can give it +1. I had 2 of those. I had Surprise Interception. Commit 1 foundation after you block with this card. The block attack cannot be added to your rival's momentum. Another throw hate, technically, but also can be used to partial block anything and then them not get into momentum. On a 1 mid, this is a crazy good card on defense, especially if they're trying to get momentum. I had Confession, which first enhance, your rival discards a card, draws a card. If it was not attacked, they lose 1 health. I got to bleed quite a few people a few times with this. They didn't want to discard their attack, got rid of a good foundation or buddy block out of their hand, and they lose a health for it. Doesn't commit or anything, so it's very useful. If you know what's in your opponent's deck, which is very, very hard and sealed, the Deadlock Enhance can be useful. But for the most part, I was just using it to kind of get another life out. I played Kirishima basically death by 1,000 cuts. Red Rat's the coolest. Again, his stuff on his symbols mesh with him very well. You basically will commit this at any point during a check and then use his +2 damage and then destroy it for everything you need. I never got to use the Deadlock Enhance on it, but the Deadlock Enhance is very good because it has no commit cost. You can just use it. Hardened or red, +1 speed, and +1 damage for free. And lastly, my 0 checks. They didn't come to in clutch, but I only got 4 of them. I had We Became More. I never got to play an attack from anywhere else, but 0 diff was destruction fodder, which is fine. Foresight, 0 diff, great card, especially on your build turn. You play this on a 3 or a 4, and then you look at your next one to see if you can pass that 5, or pass, basically. Very, very good 0 diff. And then I had 2 Keeping Aries Safe. This was my stun hate. No one was really running stun. The Lock stun was the best one. I got to ready this 1 time from that. But that's about it. Overall, a very fun sealed event. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 26 foundations, 13 attacks, and 4 others, basically. What made me unbreakable at my sealed event. Good luck to everyone out there playing in these events. They are tons of fun. And good luck. Ciao.